Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Social Live. It is January 3rd, 2018.
Happy New Year!
I feel like you need a little blower, Court.
I know. Where's our little blower hats? We have hats.
I know. We forgot all the parties. But Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome to our first episode of Social Live of 2018. It is going to be a big year, and even though I don't like even numbers, I have a good feeling about 2018.
I never knew this about you.
I love odd numbers. I don't like even numbers.
Why?
They just feel weird.
Well, I was born on the 12th, which is an even number, so I like evens.
And I was born on the 23rd, which is odd.
And you're odd.
We can break out the jokes first thing in the morning.
Sorry. Had to. But you can't start the new year without what? Resolutions.
I like to call them goals, not resolutions.
Why is that?
Because goals are something.
All these new things about you.
Goals are something you can set out to achieve and make a plan to achieve them. Resolutions just have a history of being broken and just making them just because it's a new year.
All right, I like that.
So set a goal that's measurable.
So what are your goals for this year?
My goals for this year are the exact same as last year. Live a healthy lifestyle and be happy and do things that fit those themes. Yes.
Fit those themes.
How about you?
I would say the same, but I do want to work out more, like I always do. And I actually did a good job last year.
You did do
keep it up.
You did a very good job last year. If I were to rate you on a scale of 1 through 10, I would give you like a 9.5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're really giving me a high score. Yeah. I don't think I did that well, but...
Compared to me, you did.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, speaking of fitness, we have a very special guest on the show who will be on in just a few minutes. Pasterino, founder of P.volve. And you guys get sharing, especially if you want to get in shape for the new year, because we are giving away your very own P-ball, which Steven will tell you a bit more about later on in the show. So start sharing, and we can get you in shape this year.
And we have a very, very quick recap for you because we just want to get to our special guest. So,
before we talk about Instagram, Courtney,
okay.
I know you didn't watch this on Monday, but The
Bachelor. How do you know I didn't watch it?
I know you didn't watch it because you don't watch The Bachelor. So
True.
that's what I do. I give you all the Bachelor news. The Bachelor is back, everyone. For those of you who've been living under a rock for the past few months, Ari, who was on The Bachelorette about 5 years ago, is back as The Bachelor. It's been a bit controversial, but he's dating about 25 women right now. Could you imagine?
Seems like most guys in New York City.
Courtney with the one-liners this morning. Well, I already know who the winner is because, I read Reality Steve's website, which is my favorite. And the reason I actually watch The Bachelor is because I read Reality Steve. It's so much better if you already know
what's going to happen. Why is it?
Because then you have all the background information and insight. And when you follow along on social media, it's just so much better. Trust me.
All right. Well,
can I get you to watch The Bachelor this season?
It's a lot. It's what, 2 hours?
I
don't have that kind of time.
I agree. I don't either. You record it. Then you can fast forward through all the commercials. And then you can just watch all the highlights.
I don't know. Maybe 2018 will be the year that I get into The Bachelor.
All right. It's time to start. I got you into This Is Us. And
That's
now
true.
I'm gonna get you
when
into
does that
The
come back on?
I'm not sure, but we'll have to look into that.
Talk about that.
So definitely let us know, are you guys watching The Bachelor? Follow along on Twitter. It is quite entertaining. A lot of the past contestants, Olivia, like who we've had on our show before.
Oh, yeah, I love her.
She's always tweeting and giving her recaps. So it is very big and trending on social. So we'll see what happens this year. And I will try to keep my mouth quiet and not spoil the show for everyone else. But definitely read Reality Steve.
All right, let's just get to our quick social media recap. So we have an update for you on Instagram. Instagram now recommends posts for you. So recently they changed the algorithm, so now you're not seeing things in chronological order. They're just showing you posts based on what's getting the most engagements. And then recently they added the feature where you can follow hashtags, and now you're going to see posts in your news feed that Instagram thinks you may like based on what your friends like. So what do you think about this?
I think it's great. I think every time Instagram does a big update, it takes a little bit to get used to, but they're doing it for a reason. I actually particularly like being able to follow hashtags now on Instagram. That's one of my favorite new updates.
Yeah, I love that you can follow hashtags, and I have not seen this recommended for you feature just yet, But I love discovering new things, and I'm very, very curious as to what I'm going to discover in 2018 based on this new update. So we will check back in with you based on what ends up happening, because I haven't seen it yet in my feed.
I have a feeling you're going to start seeing a lot of things that have to do with healthy eating and cooking, because I know one of your goals for this year is to cook more.
To cook more, true.
And our next social media update is Facebook was able to get the rights to live stream the Golden Globes. They are going to be live streaming actually the red carpet. So from 6 to 8 p.m. before the show, you can see all of your favorite celebrities and what they're wearing will be live on their Facebook page. And last year, Twitter had the rights to this, and now Facebook has it.
Yeah, and I predicted last year that Facebook Watch was going to take off, and I think that this is just the start of Facebook getting people to watch content on their platform longer than 30 seconds or a minute.
I'm definitely going to be watching. I love the live from the red carpet, so I'll be watching on Facebook, and I'll probably be watching on E! too. And you can follow along at Golden Globes on their Instagram account. They're also going to share live footage and 360 videos, as well as behind the scenes of what's going on at the Golden Globes.
All right, the moment you've been waiting for.
I have been waiting for this moment.
Steven, come on down and join us.
Steven is the founder of P.volve Fitness and one of our favorite SocialFly clients, and we are ready to get everyone in shape for the new year, specifically me. I need a lot of help.
I got you.
I really do. Can you tell everyone what P.volve is and how you got started?
Yeah, so I started with P.volve. Well, we just launched in November, but P.volve really goes back a lot of years. So I moved to New York about 5 years ago, and I really came here with no plan. I started working at an Equinox, first job, but prior to that, I spent about 10 years bodybuilding, playing sports and bodybuilding. So I was obsessed with the body. I was obsessed with how you can change it.
And what really inspires you to start P.volve?
All right, so this is where P.volve comes in. So I kind of mastered that whole manipulation of the body and building strength and building muscles, and it was really all for the male body. So how I can get bigger biceps and create proportion, and how I can just get that little muscle in the middle of my chest or something in here. And when I got to Equinox, or when I got to New York, I was watching all these girls work out, and they were basically doing the same exact exercises. So they were doing the squats and the lunges and the overhead press, and
that's me.
Yeah, so I couldn't really make sense of it, and from the girls I was talking to, there was a lot of frustration. Everyone was getting bigger muscles, bigger shoulders, bigger arms, and I think it was very unnatural. So those exercises, they're great, they build strength, but they also create a very unnatural physique, and so I kind of went out on this mission to reverse that. And how could I create a workout method that hit the entire body, but instead of enlarging, how do we get it tighter and more proportionate and more natural to a woman's body? So that's where P.volve started about 5 years ago, and I just kind of set out on this mission, and it's been hours in the gym with different clients. It's been a lot of education, and that's where the prehab approach comes in. So there's two big worlds in fitness, or really in the study of the body. There's the fitness world. That's where you get the really ripped up guys, and everyone's really motivated, and we're jumping around, we're sweating, we're cycling. And then there's this world of science, which is more of the, how do I say it, just more reserved people, and they're very into how this muscle interacts with the leg, and how you can rehab the shoulder, and it's very in-depth, and they're two different worlds, and they clash with one another, and they really don't understand each other. So what I set out to do was, how can I understand the world of science and put it with the world of fitness, because nobody was doing that, and that's where I found all my answers. So I studied human biomechanics and physical therapy, and I just put it into the fitness world, and the results were absolutely amazing. So you can change your body, you can create strength, and really create a better overall healthy life for yourself. But you need these two elements. You can't have one world without the other, and P.volve is about bringing it all together.
And people might be surprised to know that squats are not part of your workout plan. So can you explain what the P-sit is?
Yeah, so, all right, so this is actually one of the, honestly, the greatest thing I think I've discovered, and it might seem simple, and a lot of people argue with me about this, but we're so used to doing squats, and you know, if you go back to Arnold Schwarzenegger, pumping iron, he says, how do I pump my legs up? I do squats. I pump my legs up by squatting. So the biggest complaint that I get from everybody, or from the girls that come in my gym, is my legs are swollen, they're getting bigger. So, you know, step one, get rid of the squats. And, you know, certain muscles turn on at certain points in a squat motion. So when you start from here and you're dropping back this way, you're all butt. Once you kind of hit this midline, you're all legs. So I just cut it in half, kept the focus on the butt, and the results have been astounding. And I've been able to lift everyone's butt up, get it nice and round, and I've gotten the swelling out of the legs. And you know, I work the quads and I strengthen the knees in a different prehab approach instead of squatting. So
well, your method must work, because I've seen a lot of before and after pictures, and we need to get going and try this out. But one last question for you. I use the elliptical machine. It's usually my go-to, or I'll walk uphill on the treadmill. Do you recommend doing cardio and also doing your P.volve fitness?
Well, there's a time and a place for that, you know, and you know, with P.volve, it's about an evolution. It's about teaching people about their own body, what they're feeling, what they're not feeling, and you know, it's a process. You know, what one person's doing may not be what another person should be doing. So I recommend for anyone who starts my program to not do any cardio. You know, it's not that necessary. There's one common myth is if you're sweating, you're losing weight, but I can promise you I can not direct.
I am so glad you just said that, because my husband, I work out and I'm not a big sweater. I don't really sweat. And he's like, you're not really working out then. I'm like, yes, I am. So
hey, if you're sweating,
I don't like to sweat. I don't feel good when I'm sweating.
Kim, is Greg watching right now? Is he commenting? Greg, clearly, Stephen has said, if I'm not sweating, I'm still technically working out.
If you're sweating, your body's hot, you're just shedding water. Yeah. You drink a bottle of water, it comes right back. All right, if you want to burn calories and you want to get rid of fat, you got to stimulate muscles. You need more muscles working, full body motions, and the more muscle activation you get, it goes a lot farther than any cardio. So I don't recommend cardio for clients starting my program, because this is a program based on human biomechanics. So I want to make sure every joint motion, bone motion, every muscle is activated before you go do cardio. Okay, your body always goes to the path of least resistance. So you want to see some of the, I'm not going to say anything, but you know, a lot of runners, their biomechanics are all off, and that's where you create bulk in certain areas, or you create bad, you know, some people go running, they have a bad shoulders because something's off in their hip. So the P.volve program goes through the body from head to toe and gets everything working perfectly. All right, the human body is a very intricate, complex machine, and there's movement patterns for everything. We all have the same body, so everything interacts in a weird way, but there's a program, there's a plan to correct all that.
All right, let's try it out.
Yeah. Let's show everyone what you're talking about.
Tell us what we need to do.
I'll take you through the P-sit, yeah?
All right.
All right, let's go through it. So you're just going to stand with your feet shoulder width.
I've done this before with you.
Yeah. So
I haven't. I'm new.
This is all about feeling your lower stomach and your butt. So we don't want to feel any legs. And basically, you're just going to sit back, like you're kind of sitting back into that couch. You want to keep your feet straight. You want to make sure those knees aren't coming forward. And you just come back a little bit, just enough to feel your butt tighten up. Stop right there, and then you want to feel your butt take you back up. And I'm not going to stand all the way up. I'm going to come up about 90% of the way. So I'm going to stop here.
Are we doing it correctly?
You got to tell me you're feeling it. Let's get the knees back.
Knees back.
All right, so this is important.
Yeah.
Pull your stomach in.
Stomach in.
Just drop. You're just trying to feel your butt. You're trying to get this thing to activate.
I feel my butt. I feel it.
I feel it.
All right, so as soon as you feel it tighten up, stop, pause, and then let your butt take you up about 2-3 inches right there. Okay. And then repeat. Right there, stop. Yeah, it looks great.
All right.
And push up.
Jules is smiling in the background, and it looks like I'm doing a good job.
This might seem really simple, but a lot of people mess this up.
How many of these do you recommend doing?
In a single workout, I'll hit 100 at least.
Wow.
But with different angles. So we're not just sitting here with our feet straight doing this for 100 times. We can step open this way. And every time you change your foot pattern, you're changing the exercise, and you're working a different part of your butt. So you can go with the heel up, you can stagger your feet, you can internally rotate, you can externally rotate. There's over 60 different ways you can do this. And
this, am I doing it correctly?
yeah, but if you're doing it here, you want to leave the foot all the way up. So this is another way. So now I'm hitting more of the outside. Interesting, right? Yeah. And
you look great, Steph.
That looks good. And the key to this is to keep them really small. All right, so we never want to drive into the knees. I spent a lot of years working out, and I destroyed my knees. And a lot of other people have done that. It takes about 5 or 6 years if you're really good. If you're doing your squats and your lunges wrong, maybe 3 or 4 years. But you got to take care of your knees.
Yep.
This program is so focused on joints. I'm trying to keep everybody healthy, trying to keep them moving. So when we're all 80 years old, I mean, we're going to live for forever, right? This generation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
I want to. I have so much to do.
There's so much to do, yeah. So when I'm 80 years old, I want to be in good health, and I want to have a hip replacement at 40. Like I've met people who have had that. So we got to take care of our bodies. We got to take care of our joints, and a lot of exercises can actually destroy all that. So we got to be careful, and we got to be mindful of what we're doing.
For those of you guys watching at home, don't forget to start sharing this episode so you can win your very own P.volve and can do the streaming service at home. And you can follow, where's the Instagram? You can follow P.volve on Instagram at P.volve Fitness. A few more questions for you before we go.
Let's talk about myths. So in 2018, what are the fitness myths that people should be avoiding or need to stop believing in 2018?
You know what I really want people to stop believing? And I said this already. Sweat doesn't equal getting in shape or burning calories. I'm telling you, I've been doing this for 15 years. I have met so many different athletes. And I mean, sweating's great, don't get me wrong. Cardio is amazing. It's good for your heart. It gets your blood flowing. You know, we all need that. But if you're trying to lose weight, it's not what we want to go to. It's not, and especially if you're a little bit overweight and you're trying to, lose, going to run or sitting on the elliptical or anything can really beat your joints up, especially running. Running can destroy your body if you're doing it wrong.
That's why I don't run.
Yeah. But what we want to focus on is getting the muscles working, and I love resistance training. I have a lot of resistance bands, very light weights. Resistance training works like no other, and it burns a lot of calories, and before you know it, it just erases everything. So don't get so hung up on sweating. There's a few workouts out there that I think are completely ineffective, but they turn the heat up to 90, you're pouring sweat, and we think we're having a great workout, but we're not really. That return on investment isn't coming back, So we got to be very mindful of what we're doing, and just because you're sweating, don't think you're having a good workout.
And aside from buying streaming services through you for the new year, because that's what everyone should obviously do, what are your top 2 fitness tips for 2018?
Well, was it January 3rd?
January 3rd.
I love resolution/goals. I think they're, the New Year's it's very cheesy, but this is a great time to hit the reset button. I think it's very important that you write your goals down. And if fitness is one of your main goals, you have to have a vision. You have to understand what you want to get out of this, and I think you have to write everything down, and you got to stay on top of it. So one thing I've always done that's helped me every year is I write down all my goals, and I check in every month, and I write notes, and is this working? Is this not working? And I think you have to define a clear vision of what you want, and you have to be smart, especially when it comes to working out.
I completely agree with everything you have shared today. We're definitely on the same wavelength. So write down your goals, set your vision for 2018, and if you're looking to get fit, you can follow P.volve Fitness on Facebook and Instagram. We'll be putting the links in the comments below. Share this episode for your chance to win a P-ball, and Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And we will see you guys next week, 10 a.m., same time, same place, for another great episode. Have a great week. Bye, guys.